Hello and welcome to another session of Karen's Colours. I'm Dr. Karen and these are my colour conversations. It's that time again where we need to look at another colour reading for prediction purposes. Again, we're looking at birthdays, and if you're new here, then hopefully you'll come across something that you haven't seen before. Predictions using colour are quite different to those using tarot cards or the I Ching, for example. If you're a regular viewer, of course, then you know exactly what to expect. And I hope that this month, this upcoming month of July, will be a lot better for you than June was. Certainly, I hope it will be for me, because I do the things that I ask of you. I choose my colours and I incorporate them into my life as much as I possibly can. This month, I've chosen another Oracle card set. This one is called the Telepathy Oracle cards. Now, there's no information on them whatsoever as to where they came from, but I rather like them because of the messages that they give us. As usual, I've pre-shuffled the colour cards. Well, you could actually say I've pre-randomized them because I'm not much of a shuffler. And if you want to see that randomization process, there is a video called Shuffling for the Non-Shuffler that's in the playlist that you'll find this particular video under as well. This is a color reading for people born in the month of January for July 2025. Let's begin with an oracle card. Whoops. Well, that one wanted to jump out. We might just take it and pop it there. And at the end of the reading, we'll see what it has to say about it. And now I want a colour reading for people born in January to tell us about how July 2025 will work out for them. Right. The energy with which you enter the month is orange on cyan. The energy throughout the middle of the month is orange on orange. And the energy with which you leave the month is brown on pink. And the underlying energy is black on green. Well, the first thing we notice is that orange appears 3 times in this reading. Twice as the action that is undertaken, first in the energy coming into the month and then throughout the majority of the month, and once also as the motivator that actions the middle of the month. I'll have more to say about that in a moment. The underlying energy here is black on green. Green is all about wanting to find new spaces, new opportunities, new directions based on new values. And here, the underlying energy says that you have decided that there are things that are more valuable to you as a result of your life experiences that are leading you in a different direction. And what that direction is for you is black. Black is withdrawal. It's moving away from people and experiences, trying to contain things so that they remain stable in your life. Green is asking for new areas of life. Black is asking for stability. So the two of them are in many ways at odds with one another. Your urge to get out of whatever situation you are in comes as a result of either feeling stuck or the feeling of needing to be responsible to your own inner urgings, your own internal life, your inner self, your psychic skills, are causing you to want to head in a new direction. Either way, these two do not sit very comfortably with one another because you have some fairly set values and you've also got some fairly set activities in the real world. But when the urge is one to change all of that, then that becomes a little bit uncomfortable. Coming into the month, you've had a period of bliss and quiet where things have been fairly stable internally, and that's where you wanted to remain. But in the real world, you've had all sorts of crises and catastrophes suddenly arise. And is it any wonder that now there is this urge to get away from whatever there was existing in your life? Because now this catastrophe stuff that's happening or has been happening throughout the end of June and is now coming into July is causing you such disquiet internally that all you want to do is get away. Now, cyan and green, when we put those two colors together, it's all about relationships. You don't have the sort of connections, the sort of relationships that are necessary for you to be able to manage all of the things that have been impinging upon you throughout the month of June. You've needed now to find new connections, but that urge to find new connections is hindered by the fact that, firstly, you're rather suspicious of new connections. That's what the black is all about. Black has to do with wanting to remain things exactly the same way they are. And orange, on the other hand, means that what new connections there are require you to be out there and socialize. Are you able to do that? Well, up until now, probably the answer would have been not very well. Yes, you can get out, and yes, you can make new friends, but do they remain friends for very long? That's the problem that you've had to grapple with as you've come into the month of July. By the middle of July, everything is all topsy-turvy. Orange on orange is just one drama after another drama after another drama. But the one good thing about this is that all of those dramas are ones that you can manage. You are able to overcome them. If anything, you can even create them and then undo them afterwards as well. Orange on orange is a period of quite great excitement as well. You have confidence. You're capable of managing whatever is thrown at you, regardless of what it is. And as such, you're also a very sociable person. You're able to get out there and enjoy life with others. Orange, as a motivator here, the need to look and act confident, is linked to this green, the need to learn something new, to get out there and experience something new, to head off in a different direction. So you have the confidence to start again somewhere else. Orange as the action, linked to black as the action, on the other hand, is not quite as helpful as it could be. But nevertheless, it is not a negative thing at all, because as we add black to orange, we darken it down, and what we end up with is brown. Brown is the self-made person. This is the person who's able to establish their goals, their ambitions, their wishes, and actually put them into practice. You have all of the wherewithal to do that, and that comes as a result of linking this underlying energy of keeping things stable and at the same time being able to manage any new crisis or any new opportunity, any new experience that comes your way in such a way as to turn it into an obvious goal that you can then aim for and hopefully achieve. Will you achieve it? Well, that depends on the underlying energy, because the underlying energy here is pink. You want to be able to create love in your life. You want to be able to feel as though people like you and that you are able to like others. Pink internally is always a need or a drive towards having connections with people, but those sorts of connections that enable you to feel good about yourself as well as about the people with whom you are connecting. It's a very self-motivated color, but so too is the brown. So brown and pink together are, I really, really want to do something. And in the real world, I have all the skills, the attributes, the ability to go ahead and do that. The underlying energies, however, are not quite as favorable because this need for love and connectedness and the need for heading off in different directions can be at odds with one another. They are almost opposites on the color wheel. And as such, you are dragged from no energy, and I'll just simply accept whatever's coming my way, to no way am I going to accept anything that's coming my way. I want something new. The brown and black, on the other hand, also dampen down your ambitions. So in effect, by the end of July, you might even find the sorts of things that seem to be so able to be managed here so easily because you have the confidence and the courage to get out there and do them, by the end of the month might just have turned into a bit of drudgery. That's always a risk that you take when you add black into the mix of any of the readings. So let's have a look at what's missing. You have black, but there's no white. There's no red or yellow, but you do have green. There's no blue. You have brown. You have orange. There's no grey. There is no purple. You do have pink. And you have cyan. So what we have here in these 6 colours are the skills that you will be able to access and use effectively throughout the month of July. These 6 colours, on the other hand, the red, white, yellow, blue, grey and purple, are all skills that you are either not using or you don't want to use or feel not confident enough to use in the repertoire of skills that you have available to you. So what are they all about? Well, white has got to do with enlightenment. It's the opposite of black. Black says, just leave me alone. I can manage on my own. I don't need input or output from anything. White, on the other hand, says, hey, let's be curious. Let's examine whatever is out there and see where it takes us. Red has to do with asserting yourself, being your own boss, being dominant, being able to have the energy that's necessary in order to thrive. Yellow has to do with knowledge. It has to do with experience, the sorts of experiences that you get from doing things. Blue is a form of stability. It's different to the black stability because blue is all about stability caused through being able to get on with the job, do as you're told, just do your duty. Grey is all about uncertainty and confusion, but also being able to see things from a different perspective. And purple is being able to overcome any sort of calamity or catastrophe that might arise because you have the capacity to be able to fix them, to heal issues as they occur. So, as usual, you take the one colour that is most appealing out of these 6, and then the one colour that is least appealing, and you add them to your colour repertoire for the month. Add them to your skills. And when you do so, you'll find that this journey will be far more pleasant and probably surprise you with the sorts of outcomes that come as a result of having added skills rather than simply relied on what was already there. Let's now have a look at the oracle card to see what it might have to say on the subject. True love. Interesting. Here we have the desire for love. And the oracle says, true love appears when you least expect it. Wow. maybe your goals and ambitions will bring you the love that you're looking for. So, lots to think about this month, don't you agree? I hope that the colours that you choose will be of benefit to you, and hopefully the colours that have been chosen for you will help to clarify some of the experiences that you will be undergoing in the month of July. Until we meet for the next colour reading, may the colours that you choose guide you and help you along the way. Until next time, bye.